Welcome to the Music Round Table with your hosts,
Clint,
Lyle,
Vicky,
and me, Kim, where the only opinions that matter is our own. Oh, he hadn't clicked it.
He had
You mean
not
I was
clicked it.
talking for no reason? Nobody will ever know that gold that just came out of my mouth.
I finally hit the button.
You finally hit the button.
Yes.
Yes.
You must do that sooner.
Let's do that sooner.
He's a little delayed. He is a man.
No.
Now. We need the little burn or cha-ching.
the soundboard, the soundbite.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Well, that one board we looked at had those.
Oh, yeah,
effects.
that had all the sound effects.
Oh, no, that'd be dangerous for me. I'd be pushing the
Pressing
button all the
the
time.
button.
Pressing buttons all the time. Yeah.
So, did you know it's Christmas?
Oh. So, yes, is what Kim was saying. We're going to be talking about Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this?
It is the 40th anniversary.
Tomorrow?
So it would be December 7th,
We're
1984.
recording on December 6th,
Sixth.
and it was originally released on
December 7th.
There we go.
1984.
Wow.
Yes.
I
were
do
10,
not remember
or
it
I was
happening.
10.
No?
I don't remember. I
we
vaguely.
three of us were.
I was not yet 10, and I will milk that for the next however many days. Yeah.
I remember getting babysat by the neighbor, and
Yeah.
she brought it over,
Oh,
the single.
like I remember
Yeah.
the Band-Aid part and being like, "That's weird." I didn't understand what it was, but that was
Yeah, at
pretty
the
much
time,
all.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too, but I don't remember
What
the
it
single
was.
specifically. But
No.
yeah, I do remember Band-Aid.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting.
So I think we talked about it in school or something, probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
But we just watched. What was that documentary called?
So it was
called?
basically Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yeah.
Basically, I think they released this, because of the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
But there was a documentary that was released on We Are the World.
Yes, which is
So I think that's why they decided to release this one. So it just basically shows the recording process and when all the artists showed
some
up.
interviews.
Yeah, like
Interviews.
what we watched there is literally what was recorded
Yes.
at the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it was a promotion at the time.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that, so it's just.
Yeah, because they talked about who donated what, and yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, pretty much everybody was doing it
For
on
free.
their own. Yeah,
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
donating
their
Bob,
time
Bob
and
Geldof was one of the main
equipment
leads
and-
on it, but
Yeah.
he talked to everyone, and so T-shirt companies supplied the T-shirts
Yeah.
for free.
The record
The
company.
record label did the labels
For free, yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
It was
print the prints and everything like that.
Yeah.
Everybody donated everything to it.
Their time and money and-
so that
yeah.
pretty much all proceeds would go to the Africa Relief Fund.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, a little back history of this was recorded, like we said, December 7th, 1984, in London, England.
Released.
Or released December 7th. Sorry, it was
it-
recorded in
it was-
November.
November 25th.
November 25th. Sorry.
I was like, that.
I'm just reading here.
He's just reading.
It sold 1 million copies in 1 week. It remained number one for 5 weeks on the UK singles charts.
Yeah.
But hold on. The song reached number one in 13 other countries, but in the U.S., it actually fell short of the top 10 due to a lack of airplay.
Yeah, because their system not only takes into account sales, but airplay too, right?
Yeah. So,
Even though I had read that it sold like 4 times the quote number one single of that year.
Yeah.
Oh, I just read something bad. I don't know if this is true. Ooh, okay.
But then it
Anyways.
has been re-recorded and re-released 3 other times. Once in 1989, 2004, and 2014. And then there's just been released another version, kind of mashed a couple of the years together with the original recording. So something different. It is actually on Spotify. So
Is it?
yeah.
You know, it's funny because you
Band-Aid 40, they're
mentioned
calling it.
Yeah.
you mentioned the 2014 one. There's a quote in here from Bob Geldof. So he refused to comment on a Spin article that was talking about a bad thing that I'll bring up in a little bit. But he said that the people had found for people who found the song itself lacking when it was re-recorded in 2014 with One Direction, Sam Smith, and others to help fund the fight against the Ebola virus. He said, it's a pop song. It's not a doctoral thesis. They can fuck off. I was like, oh, all right.
That sounds
Wow.
like, I was going to say, that sounds like him.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't a pop song. It was
No.
written for basically to supply food to the people
Yeah,
in
to
Africa.
raise money for-
Yeah.
To make people aware
famine
because
in
it wasn't
Ethiopia.
big. It wasn't big news. It's
Ethiopia?
now it's now on the forefront of helping not just
Yeah.
Africa, but a lot of places.
Well, because I remember Ethiopia stuff when it came to Halloween and UNICEF.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But they're saying in here, and this is why I was like, oh, that's not good. The musical, okay, how did this put it? The song appeared to be pandering, portraying Africans as oblivious to Christmas. Worse was a 1986 expose in Spin magazine that reported proceeds from the song, as well as Geldof's follow-up projects, We Are the World and Live Aid, may have unintentionally helped African dictator, how do you say that? Mengistu? Haile Mariam, he's got a weird name anyways, helped him buy weapons from Russia. I was like, excuse? What? So he refused to comment on that article. So is it true? I don't know.
It's unfortunate because of the title.
Yeah.
That's where I like the USA for Africa one because it's We Are the
Yeah.
World,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I get it, but
I think
Yeah.
that one did much better than this
Yes.
one. And so, because sometimes your
Wasn't
first
this one was the first foray
kick at it.
Yes.
into
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
So, yeah, because he learned,
his mistakes from this one.
yeah.
learned from it and expanded from it, and he went forward with it. I think the heart was in the right place the whole time.
Oh, I think so too.
I think
It's
it all
humanitarian.
it all depends on where the money actually ends
Ended up.
up.
And UNICEF, well, we won't talk about UNICEF.
Well, UNICEF is for a non-for-profit company.
Is
The
a-
CEO is one of the highest paid CEOs in the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was just reading. Excuse me, sorry. I was just reading the one that they released this year for the 40th anniversary. Apparently, Ed Sheeran was not very happy about it. There's a quote saying that because he contributed to the 2014 version,
Right.
and he said he would have refused permission to reuse his vocals had he been asked, saying his opinion about the song had changed. He shared a post by the British Challenge vocalist Fuse ODG, not sure who that is, but saying the song, quote, perpetuated damaging stereotypes that stifle Africa's economic growth, tourism, and investment, ultimately costing the continent trillions and destroying its dignity, pride, and identity, end quote.
So
I was
that's
like,
the second one
wow.
kind of saying that there's something bad about this. I don't
That I don't quite get,
Yeah.
I think I know where they're going with it, but I think they're.
Are they reaching?
It's not that they're reaching. I can see where they're coming, because obviously you have this, and there was the thing that Sally Struthers, where you donate those.
Oh gosh, I don't know what she did. She did
World
one
Vision.
World Vision.
Is it
Yeah.
World Vision?
Maybe it was
Yeah.
World Vision.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I can see those as you see these poor impoverished kids and stuff. Like ultimately, the goal of these things are to help out, but obviously that would give a negative stereotype to the country, and you wouldn't see the thriving aspects to the country, and it would cost you tourism dollars. I think they're definitely inflated their numbers,
Yes.
because
I was going to say that seems a little on the extreme end of that idea.
yeah.
Like I kind of like when you mention it, like it sounds legit, but at the same time, I don't think it's as bad as they are trying to make it out to
seem-
be.
Yeah.
No, like obviously, they want you to donate to the fund, so they're going to show you the poor kid with flies and all that, and they want you to donate. And donate you should if the money's going to the right places.
Yes.
That's always the difficult thing on any of that is you don't know if the money's getting into the right hands.
No, and we don't know that.
No, we don't.
We just hope that they're actually doing the right thing. But some groups, they do. A lot of groups do, but there's some groups that, no, we're going to donate a certain percentage and then we get to keep the rest.
Yeah, and I like I said, I think in this case, the one that we're talking about, and we're talking the original, so this is
The first kick of the can.
The first kick of it
Yeah.
is it brought the suffrage that was happening there to the world stage, and took the highlight of the UK stars at that time, and brought them all together to put something out there for the masses to help alleviate the world of this situation, like to help people. Like I said, it's all with the right intentions in mind.
Yeah.
What happens beyond that, like that, I don't care. I think the idea behind it is a glorious idea. I think Bob Geldof was truly onto something there.
Yeah, and it was crazy. Like he was like, I hope people show up. I hope singers show up. Like I think Simon Le Bon helped out, and so did Sting to write it and sing their parts beforehand.
Yeah.
But he had no idea who was even going to show up.
Yeah.
And I found an interesting thing about that. Where is it? Like how he got the people.
Well, I think he just knew the people, right?
Well, because he didn't. Oh, here it is. So according to Yuri, is that how you say his name? Yuri?
Yeah.
Who spoke with Yahoo about the song's legacy in 2019, the reason Geldof was able to assemble such an impressive lineup of stars for Band Aid was by refusing to go through the proper channels. He wouldn't speak to a manager or a record label or an agent. He would find the phone number for the artist and he'd speak to the artist himself.
Once again, it sounds like something he would do.
Yeah,
but that's good though, because
it's.
I think that's good though, because he told them. They didn't hear it secondhand from their management.
Well, because like, no offense to the managers out there, but the managers get involved. Well, what's our cut on it or whatever?
That's the thing, right?
Yeah, like this is purely like, hey, out of the goodness of your heart, this is what I want to do. I want proceeds to help this country, who at that time was in. I think they were in a famine at that point.
Yes,
in
they
time.
were. Yeah.
So he's like. It's especially when you're like an artist that travels the world, it's very difficult to see people suffering when you're in a country where there's so much excess.
Yeah.
And, to go to another country and they're in a famine and people are suffering and he wants to do something.
Yep.
And I think with the talent that they had, this was the smartest move to make.
Yes. No, I agree. And the talent they did get. There was some stellar singers. Like, you had Boy George.
Yeah.
You had George Michael.
Simon Le Bon.
There's
some people I don't recognize, but Phil Collins, like doing the drums. Amazing.
It was good.
And Bono,
really
like
good.
before U2 actually took off. They were already big in Ireland and England at the time.
Yeah.
Right? And some of the stories that we'll talk about in a bit here. Crazy, like people were flying in just specifically for this. So the people that were involved obviously wanted to do it. They wanted to help out. Right. So
okay, it says David Bowie and Paul McCartney were invited, but had scheduling conflicts and recorded spoken word verses for the B-side song "Feed the World" instead.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
I read that too.
Well, because there was a scene they had. People who sing "Relax." I can't remember the name of the band right now.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood. He had Frankie Goes to Hollywood on the phone.
Yeah.
And the same thing is they had them record a part for them. Obviously not in this actual song, but they couldn't get there. I think they were on a world tour at that time.
Yeah, I think if some of those artists came in, would have been even bigger in the States.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in there, like Bananarama. Like there were certain people that I'm like, yes, I know who that is. Yes, I know who that is. And there were some people that's like, who is that? I don't know. Do you guys know who that is? Even you guys were like, no, I don't know who that is either. But at the time, they were probably very well-known artists in that area. aren't old enough to know who they are.
Well, like I knew a few of the artists, like
Something.
like Spandau Ballet was
Yeah.
there.
Say that again.
Spandau Ballet.
See, I'm gonna say it wrong anyways.
But you know, like Bananarama were there,
Panorama, yeah.
right?
I would get
But
it.
at that time, we only had heard like by Spandau Ballet was True.
Which you had to play for me because I was like, what song is that? And then the first notes, I was like, oh,
I know that song.
Okay.
You know, but we had already heard of Duran Duran. We
Yes.
already knew a Culture Club.
Yes.
I think Wham was just starting to come into the scene around that time.
Yeah, what year was this?
84.
He
Yeah,
would
it
have
It
been
was
big.
just around that time. Like
Yeah,
it
it
was
was about
he
the
was
same
already
time, yeah.
broke through. Culture Club had broke through a couple of years
Yeah.
before then, but they were already big in England
Yeah.
because we didn't hear about them. The first record didn't
Didn't
make
do
it.
as well, yeah.
Well, we knew of it, but it was
Yeah.
until the next one. So he was getting like their top-notch singers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just they did their best, and it sounded
Yeah.
amazing at the time. And then, yeah.
Yeah, because when we look at that one compared to the other one,
Yeah.
and even just like the documentaries, I'm like, wow, this
Well, that's
one
what
is like
Geldof was
so
saying. Like when he went there,
different.
he was like, the upper echelon of going to the We Are the World.
Yeah,
Like you walk in that room and you're seeing all these singers. You're like, wow,
holy craps!
like,
Yeah,
these guys can read sheet music where
yeah. My guys
half
were
can
like,
barely
Yeah.
can read. They're Like
Yeah.
they can't even read sheet music, let alone read. So it's kind of
night and day.
it's the difference between the two. It's almost I don't know. I'm trying to describe it. It's they wanted to do it. Like
Yeah.
they were like, yeah, no, we're going to be there to help.
Yeah,
Whereas We Are the World, they kind of knew a little bit
I think
about
they
it.
knew more about it, and
More
they
about it
also
because of
had
that.
time. They had a little more time to put it together. Whereas
Yes.
this one, they had what 24 hours.
Well, because it
But
was
it-
already written beforehand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They just- they wanted to
had
get
it
it-
together, and then they was just getting it. It's actually similar premise for both of
Yeah.
them because on the other one, everyone was in town for an award show.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
to do it
And
then. Yeah,
it was a quick. Okay, everyone's in town. Let's do this.
Yeah,
and get
where
it done.
people flew in from all over to
Yeah.
make it because they're either on tour or
Yeah,
and like Boy George being in New York and had to hop on the Concorde to fly over
yeah,
there.
he didn't almost make it, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
and he had to keep calling him, trying to get him to
Yeah.
show up because he really wanted.
But his makeup was
wanted
on point, considering he just got off a flight. Like I want his eyebrows, and can you come do my eye makeup, please? Because
Right?
that's
I know it was perfect.
so perfect, beautiful.
I was gonna say that's one comment is obviously watching the video. That's the video of when they actually did it,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh my god, look how young everyone
Everybody
is.
looks, yeah.
They still had like baby fat on
So
their
innocent
faces.
though, like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just you
Bono
could
looked like a
definitely
little
tell
leprechaun.
that.
And a lot of hair.
A lot
Well,
of
that's what I was
hair.
gonna say. Like the whole new wave scene,
Yeah.
you could tell that.
Yeah.
Okay, it was different in
Oh, yeah.
England and Ireland, and
Yeah,
it was a different music scene. It was
they still used as much hairspray though.
they did.
Yeah,
They
None
did.
of their hair moved.
they're just as responsible for the whole meals
That's
over there.
right. That's right. We blame them, and we can blame the boys and not the girls for something.
That's right.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you can.
was
Yeah,
part
Simon
of it
LeBon
anyway.
and George Michael's hair. That was
Their hair was, yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was, it was pretty,
Beautiful.
it was big and it was not moving.
Yep.
Yeah, very nice hair.
well. What did you guys think of the actual like music? Because I still find it like it's good.
It's good.
I just
Is it
find
stellar? No.
No, like it just.
It's
I don't know if it was the
something.
recording on the, but it didn't sound
It's-
like it didn't flow like that. It almost
Yeah, I don't think there was as much attention given to the range of the voices at
Yeah.
the points. It was just kind of, okay,
Slapping it
we're going to
together.
have you here, you here, you here, and we'll fill it in with everyone else in the background.
yeah.
Well, I think
Whereas,
they just wanted to get it done as
They
quickly as
did.
possible to get it out before
For
Christmas.
Christmas.
yes.
Yeah.
Whereas, like on the other one, they already had, like, they had the idea in the
Singers in
song,
mind.
and then it's like, okay, I know this person can hit in this range, this person can hit in this range.
They did parts for certain people.
They could
Yeah.
piece it together a
Well,
lot better.
until George And
I
so Boy
know.
George was
So
there.
Boy
and
George,
he's
like
telling them.
you're gonna do it this way, this way, this
Yeah,
way.
that was
Like
cool.
overlay my voice, blah 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 blah.
You would have no idea, right? Because
No.
we just hear it. We don't
Yeah.
realize what was going on behind the scenes. And for him to take charge like
Direction,
that and
yeah.
just, no, this way I'm going to sing it, this
Well,
way I want to do it.
he just knew exactly what he needed to make his voice sound great.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it just seemed like he was totally into it.
yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna be part of this project if you're gonna make me sound like shit.
Just give me a second. I have to figure out the plot to this.
That's right.
Like,
Yeah.
he had to get
What
the
comes
song-
next?
Get it in his head.
He had to get
Yeah.
it in his head to
Yeah.
let it kind of flow
How
And
his-
then
naturally.
he started singing. He was like, okay, I
Wait,
got it.
Yeah, no, I got it. Let's start again. Yeah,
Yeah, that
That's
was
one
good.
thing
It was
is
good.
I had mentioned when we watched it is like I want to give kudos to all the mixers and engineers and everybody out there who pieced that stuff together, because like when you're watching it in the raw when they're recording it, no offense, it sounds like shit. So, like,
I mean, it was raw.
It,
yeah,
it was
Yeah, it was
definitely
definitely
raw.
you have someone that like, and we're not talking a digital age. This was analog. So this
1984,
would
yeah.
have
This
been
was
on
archaic.
tape.
I
This
mean,
would have been on
archaic.
tape. Archaic.
Yeah.
They would have gone through all that audio footage and literally pieced it together and made the masterpiece that they did from it.
Yeah.
Which
In such a short period.
in such a short period, and I like that. It's just an amazing feat.
Yeah.
And the one mixer engineer guy on there with constantly had the cigarette in his mouth. I thought that was hilarious.
well, it was the time when.
Oh, I
smoked a
know.
lot.
At that time, it made sense. They all smoked in the studios and stuff. Didn't think about air quality at that time.
No, or secondhand smoke. Ugh.
The good thing about this recording, though, is it did lead to one of the probably best concerts.
The Live Aid concert.
Live Aid.
Live Aid
Yeah.
concert. Yeah,
Yeah. Put
that did
together-
well.
That did very well.
That did well, and that was, of course, in London and Philadelphia. And Phil Collins actually played in both, in London as well as Philadelphia.
Oh,
He had to take the Concorde, and yeah, that's when he played with Zeppelin in Philadelphia. But which also led to, which we will talk later, one of the probably the best performances by Queen.
Queen. Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful. If you haven't seen
Yeah,
it, look
probably
it up.
the best of the whole.
it
Yeah.
was. It was a highlight
Yeah.
of that.
Well, once
Yeah.
again,
show.
like obviously that's not so much the topic of this, but that was
Yeah.
just like these things to that
Yeah.
concert in itself and that amazing feat, but very difficult
to get all those people
to coordinate,
yeah.
put together, and do it live, because that was the thing, is they were doing this live.
Yeah.
I wonder if recording "Do They Know It's Christmas" made it easier for him to get the artists for Live Aid.
Oh, definitely.
100%.
I would think that definitely
Definitely.
had a
That's
hand
right.
in that.
It's one of those things you almost want to get into Bob Geldof's mind, like just.
Do you?
No, but yeah, I could see that.
Well, I just mean in the sense that like he saw the poverty and the famine that was happening and stuff, and just we've got to do something,
Yeah.
and like he
Rallied the troops.
I won't say he single-handedly did this, but he was definitely the driving force to get this moving and this whole.
Well, he is he likes to help all children, and I don't know. He's a big humanitarian, right?
Like
Totally.
it's funny. Like, so obviously he was in the Boomtown Rats and stuff like this, but he will forever be known as this.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because we only know the one song. I don't like Mondays. I know they had more
They have more than that.
but
Yeah.
that's one of the bigger ones. But he's
Yeah.
going to be remembered for.
What did he say for the 2 worst Christmas songs ever? I think that's what he quoted himself as saying.
Really?
Yes, he did. Let me find it. And I was like, "What, dude? Seriously?" Okay.
He was also in the movie The Pink Floyd The Wall.
Is it?
Yes, he's the one that shaves his head and his eyebrows
Oh.
and stuff like this. But anyways, that's a different thing.
That's a totally different thing. But
Oh, where is it?
I lost my train of thought here.
I'm
So
sorry.
sorry. We are sorry. So sorry.
We're driving the train and I always take it off the rails.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, there was only a couple of musicians that played on the track, too. It was Phil Collins
Yeah.
and bass player for Duran Duran.
Yeah,
and then-
because they were supposed to have somebody else.
Edge was supposed to be
there.
Was supposed
But
to
he
be
was
there.
sick.
I assume, yeah, he was supposed to do the guitar part.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. They said what he had to. He had
Something to do with his kidneys?
he
wasn't
had
it?
some kind of sickness. I can't
Yeah,
I
he
can't
couldn't
remember
make
what it
it.
was. So he couldn't show up. He didn't perform on it, unfortunately.
Because I think that would have been.
It made a difference.
Oh, that definitely would have made a difference with him
So
playing.
Geldof had said in 2010, I am responsible for 2 of the worst songs in history. Do They Know It's Christmas? And the other one is We Are the World. Any day soon, I'll go into the supermarket, head to the meat counter, and it'll be playing every fucking Christmas. So yeah, he knows they're terrible, apparently. Or he thinks they're terrible. But
I'm going to say, I don't think We Are the World is terrible.
No,
I don't even think this
no.
one is terrible.
No.
But
I don't.
They were the music of that time,
Yeah.
and they had a hook. And there's the whole back thing of what they were there for.
yeah.
So, yes, some people, especially when a song is played at nauseum, people would get sick of it. I understand that, but
yeah.
I think, all in all, I wouldn't call them horrible songs.
No.
they're
No, that was him.
they're formulated
I get why.
songs.
I know why he called it
I know
that
why he's
way.
doing it,
Yeah.
but still, like.
He's like, this is what I'm going to be known for? Crap.
Well, yeah.
Son of a bee.
Well, the people that were involved in it, they're not remembered for singing in it only,
No.
right? Because they were
Well,
successful.
I was going to say they've all gone on to continue their successful
Well, they
careers.
had their success even before the
Yeah, exactly.
the
yeah.
song came
And
out.
that's both, right? They were,
Yeah.
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 They were. Yeah.
It's because they were the top that they got invited to kind of play on it and be a part of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there is some obviously artists on there we didn't recognize. So
Oh, heck yeah.
maybe that was your claim to fame, was that song. I don't know, but
I know they went through the whole list of all the performers, and a lot of them were like Boomtown Rats.
Yeah.
Like the full band was there.
Yeah.
Full band was there for Spandau Ballet.
Say it again.
Spandau Ballet.
It just sounds funny. So that's why I got to hear it again. What?
Everybody from Duran Duran, I think, was there. There was only one American band, and that was Kool and the Gang,
Yeah.
which because they were on Bob Geldof's record label.
yeah. But see, they were the other one is because so they show you at the beginning that they're there, and there was a whole bunch of
Yeah.
artists that you saw at the beginning and stuff. But none of them kind of got like the solo part, so you really didn't see their
only was
I
contribution.
was
Just
going to
like
say,
few.
yeah, I didn't see them I don't remember seeing them other than at
No.
the beginning.
There was only a select few that did the solo
solos,
parts,
yeah.
whereas in We Are the World, a lot of them, everybody, I think-
Everybody
There's
had
pretty
at
chunk
least
of-
a
yeah.
couple of lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it was like we've already talked about them: Paul Young,
Yeah.
George Michael, Bono.
But it was funny too, is he's obviously they have to be pulled apart to sing their parts separately, and you see some of the artists, and with no music around or not, you hear them singing, and you can hear the song coming through. Then there's a couple other ones where you hear it and they're going,
Ooh.
Yeah,
"Ooh,
please
you're
stop.
You're a little pitchy there."
You're a little pitchy.
But you can
It's a
see
little
how,
dodgy.
A little dodgy.
because I know with Culture Club with Boy George, you didn't really get that full vocal range that he
No.
did on Do They Know It's Christmas. George Michael, we knew how good of a singer he was.
Oh, yeah.
And Silent Bomb, we knew that, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, the rest of them, you're kind of like, they're just they're just good
move,
singers.
move along,
and-
boys. Find someone else.
Yeah, they're just good singers, and away you go. Like we didn't hear, you only hear Bananarama.
In the group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think they would have been a nice fit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, to sing some of those parts. But
It's not how they wanted to do it.
we're not.
It's a bit of a boys'
We didn't produce it.
club.
We had nothing to do with it, and yeah,
No.
this was done 40 years ago.
Hindsight, I was going to say,
It's-
hindsight's
yeah.
always 20/20.
I was
Right?
gonna say,
Exactly.
if we had something to do with it, well, I'd be really impressed with us because being 10-year-old running the thing,
Right?
But yeah.
And you guys would have totally had Def Leppard involved.
damn rights. Actually, that would have been a good year to have Death Leopard involved in it.
yeah.
But this was more on the kind of new wave.
Oh yeah, total
thing.
new wave. Yeah, that's at the time period. That's what was coming out of England.
Yeah.
They could have probably other artists as well, but they didn't. So
See, now I want to hear Def Leppard saying, "Do they know it's Christmas?"
You can request that.
Right?
What other bands could we get on that?
No kidding.
Now?
No, I mean like from back then, like who,
Back then?
like so go some of the hair bands of back then in the UK.
Billy Idol.
Get Judas Priest on there.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even want to think.
No,
put
right.
Oh, yeah.
There's
It would be a
pretty-
completely different song, I think.
Yeah.
That's another song that was done by them, by all the hair metal bands.
Yeah.
Another relief song. Yeah. Hearinator or something like that.
Oh, yeah, Hearing Aid.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that for all the old rockers?
Back in the 80s, that wasn't all.
It was like getting them retirement money. I don't know.
That was Dio and yeah. That was the bulk of it. Campbell,
Yeah, I'm just
singer from Quiet Riot. Yeah.
yeah. No, well, you mentioned Dio, and I could just imagine Dio rocking that out.
Oh yeah, he could have been there. That would have been good. Yeah.
That's
Who
a
was the
singer who's
weird guy with the long hair? The one that we were like, oh, that made sense. And then we're like, whoa, dude, lay off the pot. Now it doesn't make sense.
He was
Who
an
was
actor.
that?
He was an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an actor? He wasn't
Yeah.
a singer? What the
No,
heck was
no.
he doing there?
Because they're doing
He had
promotion.
the
He was doing
promotion, he had
promotion
the
for
shirt,
the
right?
He was doing promotion for the shirt.
Okay.
So
Feed the World was on the front.
yeah,
Yeah.
feed the world, and that's what he's like. Well, we should focus on this.
Yes.
Do they know it's Africa? Or do they
Do
know
they
it's
know
Christmas?
it's
Christmas?
I don't know if I really need to do that part of it, but feed the world.
Yeah.
The world.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he was at the thing. Like it just did.
No, like
Like I said, it was filmed kind of weird or like played
it's,
weird.
It's
so-
like
It was.
the other one had Dan Aykroyd in the mix.
oh,
Which other one?
We Are the World.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd
to be
was
fair, we
there.
were talking about Christmas decorations part of the way through, so
Right?
that's how good it was.
Yeah, we got off
We got a
topic.
little- we got a
Surprise,
little
surprise.
distracted.
You were like, "Hey, have you done your Christmas decorating yet?" Yeah, my tree sucks. Ours is leaning right now. Yeah, and then it was like, "Oh, back to the movie." Oh, and they're still doing the same thing. That's kind of boring. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not our fault you missed George Michael being on there.
I totally
but
missed George Michael.
I said it wasn't the greatest documentary.
No,
No.
no,
It's,
Well,
it's
like I said,
better
it
than the
is-
Bon
served a
Jovi one
purpose.
was.
It is the original documentary of when
Yeah.
when it
like I
came
said,
out.
it served a purpose and gave you that inside look as to what
Yeah,
when they were actually
What's
recording it and
involved.
what was going on. Yeah.
yeah. For that, it's good.
And how
'cause
many
it's
times
true.
they did the same
thing
thing
over
and over and over again.
Yeah.
And they say, "Oh, that's good," and we're all going,
Was it?
"Sure."
We're listening to the same thing.
They mixed it really well.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, they did.
like I said, they're geniuses. They're
Because that
amazing.
one part with Bono where he's sang and then he kind of like made that smirk. I was like, oh, okay, that was a joke. It wasn't a joke. That was really the take. And I was like, you might want to redo that one. It
Didn't sound great.
didn't sound great.
Yeah.
Not that we're critics or anything, but it didn't
No,
sound
but It
great.
didn't sound great.
No.
Yeah, well, they're making millions of dollars and we're not. So
yeah.
And I think there's something wrong with that. We should be making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
not with my singing voice.
Didn't say for singing.
But anyway. But yeah.
We digress.
Yeah, we
As
digress. Yeah.
Oh, what was it? Because there was that one thing I brought at the end was.
Can you see that? Do you want me to hold it across the room?
Well, no, because look at the way I took the picture.
Oh.
I was going to say the one thing is with that song, it has generated more than 26 million pounds. And then together with the Band-Aid Trust has raised over 146 million pounds. And they continue to fund projects for Africa.
That's
I think
nice.
it's done a good thing. So it,
I think so, too.
It's opened the world's eyes, I guess,
Sure.
to any issues. It doesn't have to necessarily be Africa, it could be anywhere.
No.
So anywhere that needs help, I think that's
That was the point.
a difference. It's opened up the eyes of the governments of countries and how they can help people out. And I think that's
Well, I think it also opens up like how people can help. Like the thing is, you can, if you're
Yeah.
passionate about something and you get the right people involved, you can drive a positive force to
Yeah.
do some change in the world.
yeah. And and who would have thought from one song that this started this whole
Well, yeah, because it snowballed into everything else.
Yeah.
snowballed everywhere else
Yeah.
to Live Aid to Farm Aid to
USA for Africa.
USA for Africa. Yeah. Then there's been a couple of, I guess, 2 Live Aids, and it's one song.
Yeah, it definitely became a popular way of fundraising.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's good for, I think, in the artist is it gives them that sense of actually being able to do something with their talent to, better the world, I guess.
Yeah,
To
try to make a difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than just raking a bunch of money for
any-
themselves.
Anybody,
use their fame
anybody
and-
could
Yeah.
write,
Raise
anybody
money, why
could
not?
write a check kind of idea, but if you can put something out there and get everyone kind of involved and donate or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 It was interesting, anyways.
It was.
It was definitely.
We don't ever have to watch it again.
No. Just keep listening to a great song.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's it.
I know at
It
the
still is
time it
good.
was
We
whatever,
learned a little
but
bit of something about it, and
it's not the best recording,
Yeah.
but I still
but
like
it
the
was
song.
still interesting.
I still like the song.
Me too.
Yeah, it's still a good song.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, go to the meat market and hear it or hear it in the grocery stores or whatever.
Yeah.
Elevator
Yeah, you
music.
do.
It's already on my playlist, and
Is it?
yeah.
It's kind of a Christmas playlist staple for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
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 I know you can listen to it any time during the year, but it just seems right at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulls at your heartstrings a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe makes you help some other people out.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Be
fortunate that
inspiring.
we have.
Yeah.
Like, how fortunate that we are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's true.
that's it.
Kind of somber note to end on, but is what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is.
They got way too serious.
We got a little serious.
Well, we haven't had an episode
Somber?
like this. Yeah.
Because it is kind of somber, actually.
It is. It's
It is.
and
I mean,
knew that.
the whole subject matter of it all is, unfortunately, it's still happening 40 years later.
Yeah.
Not to the point of famine, I don't think. But, to quote another band's lyrics, you could feed a starving world with what we throw away.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
So.
true.
Yeah.
That's a sad thought.
Right? It is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is it going
But it's
down
true.
the
I
flames?
think
But it
about
is.
that all the time when we're like
Throwing
throwing
stuff
stuff
out.
away at work
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Yeah. We have too
Oh
much.
yeah, I
We
guess
have too much.
You would see that a lot at your work. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So much waste.
Yeah.
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 But it is
And
what
that
it
just
is.
tells you how fortunate we are at this part of the world. And, we should be thankful. And being that it's Christmas, give what you can and
Yep.
still be thankful for what you have.
Exactly.
Yep.
There we go. All right.
Yeah,
With that, we'll
alrighty.
catch you on the B side.
Thank you for joining us on the Music Roundtable. Please like and comment where you listen to the podcast, and make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter, and let us know what you'd like us to talk about. Until next time.